gift giving and behavior analysis. And I am Caitlin Traster, and I will be the pro stater.
My name is Brittany Bobin, and I will be the con stater.
My name is Jasmine Van Noy, and I will be the pro prover.
My name is Kelly Bernard, and I'm going to be the con prover and the con attacker.
My name is Maddie Milburn, and I will be the pro attacker.
The overall points of our debate, we have the pros, which is avoids an interpersonal division, prevents consumer alienation, accounts for cultural diversity, and may violate Ethical Code 2.0. The cons to accepting gifts are it creates dual relationships, enables boundary issues, initiates feelings of quid pro quo, and may violate Ethical Code 2.0. Overall, our group is against accepting client gifts as we agree it does more harm than good. Multiple relationships and crossing boundaries are against the BACB Professional and Ethical Compliance Code. We believe accepting gifts can lead to multiple relationships, meaning accepting gifts goes against the BACB ethical guidelines. Now that we have expressed the opinion of our group, let's begin our debate. The act of giving a gift often stems from an individual's desire to gain consensual validation of personal tastes and traits. These tastes and traits are usually represented by the gifted item. When an individual rejects a gift, whether a personal friend or service professional, the rejection of the gift can trigger feelings of defensiveness and rejection. These negative feelings can lead to alienation and social rejection, which can ultimately hinder treatment methods and cause setbacks in the client's long-term plan of care.
Gift giving is unethical due to dual relationships. Accepting a gift might be negatively reinforcing in that gift giving behavior is a good way to form a relationship or to make a relationship better. If gifts are given during a session that did not run smoothly, then the gift symbolizes an apology or symbol to repair that broken relationship. And according to Knox, when participants were giving therapists a gift, they expressed that they had mixed emotions and were concerned how the therapist would react to the gift, meaning clients felt nervous and discomfort when they gave their therapist that gift.
A pro reason for accepting a gift is that it strengthens and preserves the interpersonal relationship between the therapist and client, as opposed to rejecting a gift, which could cause a division between the two parties. In Celeby's 2016 study, 132 undergraduates viewed 1 out of 6 videos that depicted a gift-giving scenario. The videos showed the therapist either accepting a gift or declining a gift. If the therapist declined the gift, it also showed them either referencing a policy that permitted the acceptance of the gift, or it showed the therapist rejecting a gift without a rationale. The video also showed the therapist either asking the client follow-up questions in regards to their gift to see if there was meaning or intentions of the gift, or if there weren't. The results of the study indicated that participants perceived a stronger therapist-client relationship when the therapist accepted the gift versus rejecting it. Furthermore, even when the therapist declined the gift by referencing the policy, the participants may have perceived this as a weakening client-therapist relationship. Although it was a legitimate reason for declining the gift, it was still viewed in a negative way, therefore illustrating that accepting a gift helps build the interpersonal relationship instead of creating a divide. Prior to this study in 2009, Knox also interviewed 9 clients about their gift-giving experiences. One of the clients named Gail reported that her gift was a form of appreciation and it marked her 1-year anniversary of recovery. Another client named Emma also expressed positive effects in which she felt a sense of self-acceptance because her therapist also accepted her gift. These anecdotes once more just illustrate how accepting a gift creates a positive interpersonal relationship rather than a division between the client and therapist relationship.
Pro, accepting gifts helps prevent consumer alienation. Strong interpersonal relationships are critical for client-therapist success in treatment. Graciously accepting client gifts promotes strong interpersonal relationships by establishing an accepting, comfortable, and safe environment for the client. The action of giving a gift can open dialogue and strengthen verbal expressive skills relating to current treatment and future goals. Overall, this promotes trust, collaboration, and effective practice.
Another con for gift giving is accepting gifts enables boundary issues. So boundary crossing causes ethical issues and can also cause harmful effects, putting a client at risk. Crossing these boundaries professionally could lead to a client relying more on the BCBA or professional working with the client for issues outside of treatment. So they might rely on the BCBA or the professional for family issues or personal issues, and crossing into those boundaries could really affect the outcome of treatment. And gift giving also constitutes as a multiple relationship according to the BACB. And if a multiple relationship is entered into, both the client and the BCBA or the professional could lose sight of their goals and cause treatment to be affected negatively overall as a whole.
The pro for accepting gifts is that it helps prevent client alienation. When a therapist rejects a gift, it can damage the rapport that has been built between a client and therapist, which can hinder the communication between the two parties, resulting in negative treatment outcomes. According to Hahn in 1998, rejecting a client's gift, as we said earlier, damages the rapport by possibly triggering defensiveness and rejection, which could discourage their sense of self-acceptance. This negative outcome damages the rapport, like we said, and causes negative emotions that could lead the client to wanting to protect their sense of self, thus alienating themselves further from the therapist. Hahn also further explains that by accepting a gift, it opens up the communication between the two, giving them the opportunity to talk about the gift and explore the meaning and purpose behind the gift. This exercise of communication can promote openness and future treatment collaboration, thus preventing feelings of alienation that could negatively affect treatment if the gift would have been rejected.
For the con prover, con evidence enables boundaries in multiple relationships. Brown and Trangsrud from 2008 stated that issues with boundaries occur frequently in psychotherapy and can show many ethical dilemmas for both not only the client but also the therapist. Some areas of what is considered a boundary crossing, like socializing with a client, is not seen as an ethical violation, whereas gift giving is an actual ethical violation. This article also discussed how crossing boundaries with your clients, such as gift giving, can be harmful to the client and could put the therapeutic relationship at risk. It could be harmful because you're going to have multiple relationships with the clients, and the client may start to see you as a family or friend, a family member or a friend, and not as a therapist. According to the Behavior Analyst Certification Board, there's a compliance code 1.06 that specifically states that behavior analysts do not accept any gifts from or give gifts to clients because this constitutes a multiple relationship. So it's clearly defined in our compliance codes that we should not be giving gifts and also receiving gifts from our clients.
Potential to break ethical code 2.0 from the pro-attacker side. Behavior analysts have a responsibility to operate in the best interest of our clients. It's also our responsibility to understand the cultural values and beliefs of our clients. And some cultures, refusing a gift is considered rude, according to Bailey and Birch. Pro-attacker, pro-accepting gifts accounts for cultural diversity. The ritual of gift-giving occurs in most societies and is significantly influenced by values each culture carries. It can be seen as a form of communicative behavior, meaning that it could be a genuine gesture to show goodwill, intention to express respect, or a simple thank you or appreciation. A gift, be it tangible good or intangible experience, might be considered a ritual offering as a sign of involvement in and a connectedness to another, an expression of social relationship between two or more persons that facilitates ongoing cooperation. Again, and it's another form of symbolic behavior, meaning showing a way to express your appreciation, goodwill, respect, and just a genuine gesture of appreciation. According to Beatty et al., hypothesizes that personal values influence gift-giving behavior across cultures. It's a way of fulfillment for certain values of the specific individual.
So for the con attacker, accepting gifts initiates feelings of quid pro quo. Giving a gift is one kind of offer. By giving a gift, the giver may make the recipient incur a debt, according to Godler in 1999. Even if the giver of the client simply wants to show appreciation, that still obligates the recipient sometimes to give a gift back. So when you receive a gift, you feel obligated to give a gift back. Godler in 1999 pointed out, while the giver reaches out to the receiver through an act of sharing, he or she also places the receiver in a position of indebtedness. Although gift giving is an act of sharing and goodwill, it can also put the receiver in a position where they feel they need to reciprocate the gesture. So there was a study done by Park in 1998 where a Korean male had said in the study, "When I receive a gift, I feel pressure to reciprocate something in the future. In fact, face-saving gifts are not pleasant at all." So he even stated in the study that, when he got the gift, he always feels like he needs to reciprocate. And like I said, according to our compliance code, that is against for us to even give a gift back. Research found a recipient is more reluctant to accept an expensive gift. So even though the recipient is expected to decline an expensive gift, they usually do on the first or second offer. And this cultural value would make the gift giver equally tactful when presenting an expensive gift, according to Fent in 2010. And by accepting expensive gifts, like I said earlier, we do not know if our clients can actually afford these gifts, and it might put them in debt. And Bailey and Birch had said in their study, "We are in your home to provide a treatment to your child. We are not guests and do not expect to be treated as such." Being a behavioral consultant and going in homes, I clearly have to state this to families that, I'm not a guest and I don't expect it to be treated like a guest. You don't need to give me water and things like that. I'm here to provide treatment and keeping that professional boundary.
To summarize, in this debate, we discussed the various differences of accepting a gift from a client, rejecting a gift, and how it could impact that client and their family, and the social and cultural differences of gift giving as a whole. As a group, like we stated previously at the beginning of the presentation, we overall support the con side and support the BACB's Professional and Ethical Compliance Code for behavior analysts, specifically Code 1.06, and how multiple relationships with clients are harmful for both the client and the professional in that relationship. Overall, the cons seem to outweigh the pros, and ethically, it is not okay to accept gifts as a professional in the ABA field. Considering this topic of gift giving in the field of ABA is important due to the fact that gift giving can create multiple relationships and the crossing of boundaries, which could ultimately negatively impact the client's treatment and how the clients view you as a professional. And these are our references. Thank you.